Hey Vex, I'm here for the interview. How do I get up?
This'll work. Blue gravity beam.
I love blue gravity beams. Oh my god. Yeah.
And now, so we're not water, because
Oh my god, I almost fell. Oh my god, I almost fell again. Is this a trap? What are you doing? I can't even get up. This is so bad. Okay. What the f- oh, okay, here we go. I'm not pressing W now. Here we go.
Don't die getting up here.
Don't mess around with me and stop this beam.
What, like that?
Don't do it. No. Okay. I hate you. I hate you so much.
Hey, you made it up here in one piece. You're alive.
Yay! But the question is there like any TNT up here that I have to be worried about?
No,
And
this
falling
is
gravel.
This is
gravel?
my mobile base that I take from world to world.
So you sleep here after making maps?
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, that's pretty cool. So, little first question I have is, who are you? And, explain a little bit about yourself.
I am Vechs, and most people watching this video will probably know me as the author of the Super Hostile series, but I've also made maps and mods for a lot of other games.
What other games have you made maps and mods for?
Oh my god. Okay, starting with a lot. Let me just say that. Starting with Duke Nukem 3D is when I first got into making maps for games.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. So pretty much any game that I've had that's come out since Duke Nukem 3D that's had any kind of editor or map editor or mod maker, any kind of tools that came with it or could be edited, I tried my hand at it.
Some guy was asking in the comments about a Terraria mod. Are you actually able to mod Terraria maps?
Yes, you can. There is an unofficial map editor, and I used it during its very early and buggy stages to try a test run of a Super Hostile style map done in Terraria. It wasn't really complete the monument. It was just a dungeon run. Like, there was a big dungeon, you go in there, you fight monsters, you get loot. And it seemed pretty well received, but Terraria doesn't really need Super Hostile maps, I don't think, because the game is pretty challenging already. I mean, there's bosses, you get swarmed with enemies constantly. You don't need me to make it any harder.
Well, speaking of Super Hostile series, how did you ever come up with like the idea of Super Hostile? Like, what was the story behind that, if there is?
There is, actually. I started Minecraft in I'll probably answer one question already. I started playing Minecraft November 10th, 2010, and I didn't get into mapping until early 2011. And the very first map I did was called Inkblot Island, which is basically just a survival island style map, only much bigger. And then after that, I wanted to try to make another survival island style map because I like the idea of being on a, island.
Yeah.
And a lot of other people, judging by the downloads that Survival Island's gotten, a lot of other people do too. So I made a survival island basically, but in a sea of lava, and called it Sea of Flame. And I wanted to make a map series to address one of the small problems I thought Minecraft had. Well, not really a problem. It's more a matter of taste or play style. Is I thought the game was too easy. Mostly because grass constantly spawns farm animals for you to kill and get resources from.
Yeah.
I found that when you get rid of the grass or keep grass very rare, the game gets a lot harder and interesting, and setting up a base and whatnot suddenly matters a lot more.
Oh my god, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. These are the port and starboard guns on my ship here.
So I noticed you mentioned Sea Island. How many maps do you have right now? Like, would you be able to name them all? If that's not a problem?
Super Hostile Terraria, Hellspire Keep, that's the Terraria map. Inkblot Island, which is a Minecraft map. If you search Inkblot Island on Google or the Minecraft forums, you can probably find it. It's nothing too special. It's just an island, big island.
It'd be nice to check that out, though. My pre-Super Hostile series,
Yeah, it's not hostile really at all. There's some random dungeons.
Oh my god, I might have to check that out then.
And I made a schematic pack. It's like a I think it's called Vechs's schematic compilation pack on the forums, and it's basically I started making dungeons and saving those dungeons as schematics people could just drop into their world. And I was like, this is really fun. That was my favorite thing to do. So I thought, okay, Minecraft is a little easy. Minecraft doesn't have, and I remember your question, by the way. I'll get back to it in a second.
No worries.
Minecraft is a little bit easy. It doesn't really have a goal, so why don't I make a map that's harder and has a goal? And that's how I came up with the Super Hostile series and putting the wool blocks on the monument and having that long-term goal.
Actually, that's one thing I really appreciate about your maps is, it gives you that linear goal, which right now Minecraft actually doesn't have. So it's nice to have a goal to strive towards, even though you may die like 50 billion times in the most possible worst way ever.
Well, that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
I hope that on the harder maps, at least, when you do die, the some of the enjoyment is you die in a really funny way.
Oh God! Speaking of that, I was recording Sunburn Island before this interview, and I came to the realization of why the number 2 dungeon is called Haunted Mines is because I've never seen the mob before that looks like the plain old skin in Minecraft, and that scared the living crap out of me. Like I was mining coal, and all I hear is "Ugh!" And I thought it was like my friend because I just started recording with him, and I just turned around and he was there, and it scared the crap out of me, and I ended up killing it.
Yeah, that would be a monster spawner. That entity is called a monster. That's its name.
Yeah.
It has the skin of a default Minecraft player, and they're actually pretty weak. But for somebody who's never seen them before, oh man, they flip. It's a good chance to freak someone out.
But yeah, sorry, went on a different tangent. Oh my God, there's PvP. I am so sorry. But going back to the question about the maps. You have like 8 of them right now, or 10.
Oh yeah. It was Hellspire Keep, Sea of Flame, Endless Deep, Infernal Sky, and that's actually what we're on right now. We are on Infernal Sky 2.
Yes.
This is a work in progress map, and it's a remake of the original Infernal Sky. And then after that is Kaizo Caverns, Black Desert, Canopy Carnage, Legendary, my 8th map, which I'm still working on, and that's it.
And you do all these maps like freehand, right?
I use by freehand. Well, yes, I make them manually, and what I mean by that is I don't use like a program to just generate terrain for me automatically, like any kind of world generator or like World Painter, anything like that. When I say like by hand, I mean like I use the game Minecraft, placing blocks in game, and I use the program MC Edit, and I make maps pretty much. I use the brush tool and just make one brush stroke at a time, crafting the terrain.
So when you're actually creating the maps, like I assume there's problems that arise while doing it. Are there any major issues that you have while creating your maps?
Oh.
Like I know probably with gravel, with the way it obeys gravity and whatnot, that must be
that suspended gravity affected blocks. I do an MC Edit, and that's actually the key to a lot of my traps. And that's how when I make traps, I'll do it under a completely different mindset than somebody who makes traps in game. But as far as difficulties making maps, there's 2 main things. One is the spawn point. Even if you know all the facts about how the spawn point works, sometimes it just won't cooperate. It'll be moved. I had that happen to me in Canopy Carnage. The spawn point in that map, no matter what I did, always moved back to the same place. I tried having like it open to the sky. I tried having like blocks underneath it. No matter what I did or configuration I set it up, it just kept moving back to the same spot. And eventually I was like, okay, all right, you win Minecraft. I will build the map around where you have decided to put the spawn point. And that's what I did.
That must have been irritating.
Yeah, and not the most irritating thing. That one time actually, the Kaizo Caverns map, that's the 2nd version. Like, I had a version I was working on earlier that got corrupted basically because of portals somehow. I'm not quite sure how it happened, and I had to end up just deleting the whole thing and starting over from scratch. that was kind of painful.
Jesus. And for beta testing, how long does that usually take? I assume you get like certain people that beta test it for you before releasing the map itself.
No, actually, I don't. I test like each area of the map, like as I make it, pretty much.
Actually, this is going back to creating the maps. Like the very first block you place, how does that work process go? Like, I just don't understand how you make the map.
Okay, well, I start up Minecraft, create a new world, name it what I want it. Like in this map, for instance, I named the new world Super Hostile Infernal Sky 2. Then I close Minecraft, open it up in MC Edit. I select a huge area, create chunks in that area to basically give me a giant square thing of map about like 1,000 blocks across at least. Maps like Legendary are bigger. And then I select everything and delete everything, and I start with a blank void. And the very first block I place is typically right underneath the spawn point. Like I use the brush tool and just place a block in midair and put the spawn point on it. And then from there I just start making the map.
Where do you like how do you work out where to put all the wool and that, like all the secret hidden items, you know?
Oh, well, this is a tip I can give to people making maps that comes in pretty handy. As I work on the map, I keep a little 8x11 piece of plain old paper, printer paper, and I make a little rough sketch, hand-drawn map of the level I'm working on, and I write down where all the wools I've placed are, because sometimes when you're placing like 16 chests of wool, and you can kind of forget where you put them.
Yeah.
And then you forget where you put them, and then you have to go in and put a second wool chest just to make sure that there is a wool chest in there, and then people PM you on the forums, "Hey Vechs, there's 2 wool chests in this map. Are you a dumbass?" And I'm like,
I noticed in the Black Desert I'm currently doing, I went into Tomb of Forgotten Heroes, there's 2 light gray wools there.
Oh, that's because one wool chest can kind of become buried.
Yeah.
And I think having like something buried really deep is cheap, and I hate that. And if I ever bury something in my maps, it will be very obvious where to dig, and when you do have to dig, you won't have to dig much. I can think of 2 examples. Like in Legendary, one of the wools is buried under like 1 block of gravel.
Jeez.
But it's obvious, you know, that you need to dig there.
Yeah.
And then in Sea of Flame 2, there's some random loot chests also buried under 1 block of gravel, but again, it's really obvious that you should dig there.
So do you work with anyone on creating the maps? I mean, I noticed in a couple of the maps you have custom music. How do you...
that music is from Kevin MacLeod from incomptech.com, and all that music is free to use for whatever you want as long as you credit him.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I get to use that and include it with the maps, and a lot of Let's Players. I know Zisto does. Zisto's gotten a lot of music tracks from him too. That's actually where I heard of him first. Is in Zisto's videos. He said music by Kevin MacLeod, and I was like, you know, I liked some of the tracks. And I was like, that would sound cool, just, you know, while playing.
Yeah.
So that's actually one of the last things I do as I finish up a map, is I go pick out music for it.
So when creating the maps, what was your most favorable map to create? Or worst? Or both? Whichever.
I liked Legendary. That was fun. Canopy Carnage was fun, and then it got really boring, and then it got fun again. The fun part was coming up with all the tree designs and just kind of planning out the map, and you know, thinking, oh man, let's have a bedrock to sky giant-sized jungle. That'll be really awesome. And then I got to making it, and after I was like 1/3 of the way done with the jungle, and I looked out to how much space I had left to make, and I was just like, oh. I mean, it was just like place a tree, place a bush, place a tree, place a bush, and on and on and on.
Bit tedious there.
Yeah, that got tedious.
But it's an amazing map. I mean, all your maps you work on are just... I'm just mind blown by all the work you do.
Except for Endless Deep, I hate that map.
I haven't fully played that one. I checked it out, but
that was the one earlier question. Is the my first 3 maps, and this is the question about like the history.
Yes.
My first 3 maps, Sea of Flame, Endless Deep, and Infernal Sky, didn't have the Victory Monument system. They were just pure survival maps. All you did was derp around like you do in normal Minecraft, and that was pretty much it.
How did the monument come into play there?
Kaizo Caverns is the first map I used it on. Because I was like, let's have a map where you survive, but you also have a long-term goal to work towards. And that goal is to find all the wool chests scattered around the map and get the wool and bring it back to the monument.
I like how you said long-term. That was a very understated way to say it, but...
Well, I like to think that, you know, when somebody downloads one of my maps, they've got a lot of gameplay ahead of them.
Oh, I've had a lot more fun in your maps than I have, like, say, in retail games, you know? And that's the thing I love about custom maps is just how much fun they are.
Yeah, I've had a lot of times I get a retail commercial game and end up having a lot more fun with it after I've gotten, you know, like a mod for it of some kind. Mountain Blade Warband is a good example of that.
Okay, a lot of people have been asking me, you know, about future maps. Are there any inside scoops you might be able to, you know, reveal in this video?
Well, yes, there are. Let's see here. Map number 8. A lot of people ask me about 8 and when it's going to be done.
That's asked a lot on your forum there.
Map number 8, for those who don't know, that map, I made a poll, and people voted on exactly what they wanted that map to be. And it's going to be an open world, ROM hack hard, a hellish Dark World style map.
Oh, God. That's
what the community voted for, and that's what I'm going to make. Now, personally, I was leaning towards in the poll a open world like tropical style map, and that's how I made Sunburn Islands. Because I was like, while waiting on the poll to finish, because I left the poll up for like a week.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll get started on map 9. So that's why map 9 came out before map 8, is because I worked on it while waiting on the poll to finish. So yeah, I've got map number 8. I've got this map, Infernal Sky 2, the remake, and it's still in the very early stages.
Yeah.
I'm not quite, like, if you look out there, do you have your render distance on
far?
far?
I was just gonna ask about that.
Yeah, that's an intersection. So I figured I might use the intersection style system for this map and have this area here that you can see is the classic Infernal Sky map, and then just totally make all new areas, you know, radiating outwards from the classical map here.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm not quite too sure. I might end up just deleting it all and restarting. I don't know. What do you think?
I'll play any maps. I don't really care. They're awesome. I love getting stressed out.
I'm still on the fence about the glass walkways on the sky. I don't know if I like how it looks or not. So
it'd be cool if you could somehow make clouds walkable. Then
you know,
that'd be like the real Infernal Sky, you know.
Oh, I could use snow blocks.
Oh, that'd be actually pretty neat.
I
Just
might
don't make
do
ice,
that
because that would suck.
It's a good idea. I'll use ice too.
Oh,
and that
God.
way, if you try to light it up with torches, you end up flooding the place. So you have to leave it.
Actually, that's a pretty awesome idea.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna make a wood map at some point because I hate lava buckets.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the hardest thing to balance around, because it's like it's the BFG 9000 of Minecraft. Like, once the player's got a lava bucket, like, all your previous dungeon designs are just out the window because they can start throwing lava around, and it suddenly becomes very, very easy.
Yeah.
But the same thing, you know, it's fun to just rain lava down on mobs. So it's kind of, you know, you don't want to just take it away because that's kind of cheap. But, you know, it's really tough to balance around. That's actually one of the hardest things that I have to do in a map, you know, like during like planning and stuff, is how and when does the player get access to iron, and then will they be able to access lava to end up with lava buckets? And, you know, when is that going to happen, and how is it going to affect how the gameplay unfolds in the map?
So you're speaking of changes there. With 1.8, are you worried that, you know, that Because I know that they're going with the whole adventure style there. Do you think that's going to have an effect on map creators such as yourself?
I'm really excited, slightly worried, but mostly excited. Minecraft combat, I like. I don't know if you can tell by my maps, but I seem to I enjoy cutting my way through hundreds of monsters. Yeah, I come from Serious Sam and Gauntlet and those kind of games where it's just, you know, let's fight our way through an army for fun. So I like that kind of stuff. I know not everybody likes fighting hordes of monsters, so I'll try to make some maps that, you know, are more about exploration and traps and less on the monsters. But that's a whole other topic. What was I talking about?
1.8.
Yes, 1.8. Thank you. I lost track.
No worries.
I don't know if you can tell, but I can ramble.
Yeah.
The only thing that stops me from rambling in maps is the limits on the sign system. The 1.8 update, I hope, will have more interesting combat. Because, you know, Minecraft combat is, I have a sword, and I'm going to, like, run up to you, and then hit you, and then back away, and then... I'm not really going to hit you.
I'm trying to interview you, Vechs.
Okay. I guess it would be kind of hard to interview with, you know, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, it's like you can use a sword and, you know, do the little back and forth thing. Bow and arrow, and lava buckets. And then after that, you get into, like, manipulating the environment with TNT, pistons. You can use TNT to make cannons. But the official weapons are sword and bow. Yeah.
I think the scariest thing with 1.8 and your maps are going to be the Endermen. Those are going to be frightening.
So yeah, I've heard something, rumors of, like, critical hits and, like, jump attacks and stuff like that. So I hope that changes up the combat and makes it, you know, not quite as monotonous. The Endermen, I think I'm gonna love them because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to have Enderman spawners.
There's a screen cap, and this screen cap just scared me of that monster. Ugh. I mean, I have dreams of not only zombies, skeletons, and creepers, but now Enderman as well pretty soon with your maps.
Enderman and ghost players. And, yeah.
Oh, God.
The fun thing about Enderman is picture this situation, okay?
Okay.
You know how they work, right?
Yeah.
Their behavior? Okay. So you're looking at an Enderman, and you're sitting there trying to think how you're going to deal with them. And you can't look away, and you can't move, because you have to maintain eye contact. Otherwise, he's going to eat your face. And so, around the corner comes a creeper. What do you do? I mean, do you stand there and stare at the Enderman, or do you try to run from the creeper and set the Enderman to chase you?
I would, like, somewhat walk backwards and try and kill the creeper if I had a weapon.
It's like you're, you know, it's like, gotta swing without looking away.
It's actually creepy. Kind of I actually did have, like, a dream of an Enderman, and he chased me through a forest, and then I woke up, and then I went back to bed. But
I'll have to make, like, a forest map with Enderman just for you.
Oh my God! So please don't do that.
I can recreate your nightmares.
Do you want me to have fun? No. Do you want me to have panic attacks?
Yes.
You're a jerk.
I know, but you know that's. I have to be a jerk. If I'm not being a jerk, then it's. I mean, it's super hostile. That's why I think it's funny when players are like, the map is too hard.
But that's the whole fun of it, you know.
That's the whole point.
The challenge is what makes it awesome, I think.
The keywords there being super and hostile. You know, it's not like. I do want to make some more easier maps though.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how. Aside from the super hostile series, do you have any other type of creations coming up? Aside from being.
No, I'm pretty much swamped with super hostile projects, and you asked me about, like, secret details.
Yeah.
And so let me get back to that. Let's see. Map number 8 is in the works. Infernal Sky 2, working on that. Then there is a secret project that I can't talk about.
What? Oh man, everyone's gonna hate you for that, Vechs. I mean, they already hate you as is, but you know. Now, super
so what
secret
does it
topic.
matter? You know? Yeah, so super secret project. But it's actually pretty far along, and it's in testing right now.
That's interesting.
So that should, you know, but I want to release it and make sure it's really good. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna rush it through testing early. Sorry guys, but it'll be done when it's done.
I'm in no
and
rush.
then there's maps 9 and 10. 9 is Sunburn Islands. 10 is I don't have a name for it yet, but like I said, my maps have a lot of monsters, and I know not everybody likes fighting monsters.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to get away from it in one of my maps, sorry. But I wanted to make number 10 be kind of a different style map. I think it's going to be an open world style map on a giant continent. And I know this map is not going to be for everybody. I'm sure there's going to be some people who just don't like it because it's going to be so big and they're not going to know where to go. But that's okay, because I try to make have variety in what I make.
Yeah.
So it's going to be aimed for the people who like building and exploring, and it's going to feel kind of like a settler type thing. It's going to be really close to normal Minecraft, only harder. Kind of like you're in a continent that like doesn't have grass pretty much,
Like
and you're going to have to. Oh, this used to be my wheat farm, and then you know what happened?
No water? You flew.
Squids.
Oh God.
Yeah, squids spawned in it, and like I would go places, and this is actually going to relate to why Dungeon 2 in Sunburn Island ended up being more difficult than I intended. Like when I parked my airship here on this map, this water here, because there's pretty much no water anywhere else, max spawned squids. Like every squid that could exist was spawned in here. And
Must have been
like
a pretty funny sight though.
Yeah, it was annoying as hell too, because anywhere on the airship, all I could hear was like them splashing and making their little click noises, which is actually, yeah, they make the footstep noise. And that I had to get rid of it. They were just so annoying. Stupid squids. and that's another thing that I had to make a special rule just for the stupid squids, about not using dyes, because any place where there was water on my map would automatically spawn squids, and then people would get the black dye. That's actually in Kaizo Caverns. You actually find the black wool first, and you find the white wool a long time later, almost towards the end. I did that specifically because of squids. I was worried that people would find white wool first and then get water and dye the wool.
But what's the fun in that? I mean, you're just taking away one challenge,
Yeah, I know. And I just I didn't want to make it easy to cheat.
Yeah.
I mean, you can obviously cheat in my maps, but at the very least, I want to make you have to go out of your way to cheat. Like, I don't want the temptation sitting there. So yeah.
So I guess that's one thing that map creators aren't able to do is stop certain mobs from spawning.
Nope. Pretty much. Yeah, I have no control over spawning. Like if it's dark and you're not on peaceful, any monster can spawn, and that was the trouble I ran in with Sunburn Islands Dungeon number 2. I've updated it and made it a bit easier by providing more ambient light. What happened is in that map, and it would happen here too. There were no natural caves in Sunburn Island. Any underground area is one I made, and so if you're down in Dungeon 2, there's not really any other natural cave around you. And if you go there in daytime, that cave in daytime, that's going to be the only dark area in the entire map.
Yeah, I've already experienced that.
as far as your sight range goes, and the spawning radius goes, that's the only dark area. And Minecraft will spawn 200 hostile monsters, and it will do that around the map wherever there's darkness. And so if the only area where it's dark is in Dungeon 2, then it's going to attempt to place a ridiculous number of monsters in a small area.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you found that out firsthand.
Yes, I have. So I assume that's one thing you might be looking forward to in the future, is possibly like more modding tools.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool to have some variables included with the map, like in the level.dat file, just a few simple variables that would give mappers some, even small control over what spawns, what doesn't spawn, how much spawns, that kind of thing. What I would actually kind of like is a maybe some invisible blocks of some kind that are placeable with just an editor and don't exist in the normal game. And I know that's probably a pretty big request for development time, but it would be kind of cool for some tools just for the mappers and modders. You put one of those in a dungeon and it has some kind of effect on what spawns there, kind of like maybe a spawner block, but invisible and indestructible, and it's just you put it there and it's like a tag for that area that affects what goes on there. Something like that.
So I think that's about all my questions I have. I actually have some questions that I got from viewers from Twitter and Facebook. If you would be so kindly to answer some of them.
Yeah, sure. I got all day, pretty much.
Okay.
Ask away.
Guy named SammyBoy592 wants to know whether or not you play your own maps.
Yes. Not in the same way you play.
No.
I test them pretty much. I try to test each area. So in a roundabout way, I've played through my maps, most of them.
Yeah.
Most areas.
But I mean, with a big community like what you have right now, we're pretty much all beta testers, and we let you know if there's something wrong, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God, what the heck? I don't trust you with that.
Oh, the TNT.
Another question. Royals. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It's a really weird spelling. But he says, I notice you take time to watch as many Let's Plays as possible and comment every now and then. Between watching the Let's Plays and creating new maps or improving old ones, what else do you do in your spare time?
Oh boy. Not too much. I try to have a social life outside of Minecraft. I try my best.
Yeah.
I like as far as computer games go, I love Team Fortress 2, and I play that a lot. Shout out to my gaming clan, Dig. They're awesome. Blah. That's just I was trying to look where to put the wheat, and I was just I don't have room for it, so screw it. And as I told you earlier, I play Mountain Blade Warband, and I like reading. Don't watch too much TV. Hardly ever watch TV.
TV's boring.
Well, then again, yeah. Maybe watch a little Comedy Central or History Channel sometimes.
Every once in a while.
History Channel's gotten weird. It's not really about history anymore. It's about these live action reality shows, I don't know, Deadliest Catch.
I just see conspiracy theory things, Nazis back then and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
But another question from a guy named Mazur Kuziaki. I'm sorry for pronouncing. These names are so awkward sometimes. About how long does it take to make a map, and how many hours a day do you put in?
Let's see. I don't work on maps every day. Some days I make myself just take a break, because otherwise it's
no longer fun.
It's it's no longer fun. You get burnt out of it. A few hours each day. Some days I take breaks from it, but a few hours each day. As far as making maps, I've noticed I've gotten a lot faster. Oh wait, that's gonna hit the spawn. I don't want to do that. I don't know where I'm shooting. As far as making maps, Legendary took me just over 60 hours. Sea of Flame 2 took maybe about 20-ish.
That just impressed me, because you do these by yourself, right? You don't have no help? Jeez.
No help. About the working with other people thing. Oh, look at that. You can place TNT right there. About the working with other people thing, to anybody who watches this and has offered to team up with me, I thank you so much. I appreciate it. But I like working, solo, because when you're part of a team, you kind of are, I don't know. This is something I do because I really enjoy it. And when you work as part of a team, you're kind of on a time schedule with all the other people on your team. and if you're not working fast enough, they might get aggravated with you, or maybe you might even get aggravated with them if they're not, working fast enough. And when you're by yourself, it's just pretty much, you just, work at your own pace, and that's more relaxing, I think, and I like that.
Another question we have is from a girl named Lulu, and she wants to know the story behind Man Pants.
Man Pants, yes, Man Pants.
Man Pants.
I can't resist. I have to do this. Come get some zombies. That was for Zisto. Man Pants is that was a joke from Zisto in his original Sea of Flame Let's Play, the very first Sea of Flame.
Don't worry, I got a question from him.
He played version 1.2. He lost all that footage to a hard drive crash, unfortunately.
Yeah, I watched that video. That sucks.
But he's got man pants, which are leather pants, and when you're wearing your man pants, you play more aggressively, perhaps stupidly. There's man pants. We can both wear man pants.
Where'd you get this? I mean, I know I'm native and I can go hunt a buffalo, but where'd you get these?
Too many items. Just spawn some.
Speaking of Zisto, he actually has a question for you.
Oh, okay. Oh, this should be interesting. Oh, God.
He says, hypothetically, if you could pick any game developer to work with as a level designer, what would you, or who would you want to work for?
Valve would be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Valve, Bethesda. I really like the Elder Scrolls series. Yeah, Valve, Bethesda. Maybe Blizzard.
I think Valve would be awesome. I mean,
yeah, Valve would be awesome.
Wearing this engineer skin right now, so.
Yes. Yeah, I love Valve. They're a cool company, and I love what they've done with Steam. And I think it's great that they do the sales, and the prices to play video games have plummeted. I remember it used to pretty much be like $50 or $60 a disc or even cartridge back in the old days, and that was it. If you wanted a discount, you had to go to yard sales or something. But yeah, that's ancient history there. But I love. I actually am really annoyed because I missed the Fallout Game of the Year, Fallout Gold, I think, or was it Fallout Game of the Year? It was
yeah,
Fallout.
I think it was Game of the Year.
Yeah, it was Fallout 3
and sale,
all
right?
And all the expansions DLC for $10, and it was I missed it. And I was like, argh.
Yeah, that sucks.
That would have been awesome.
Speaking of games, I just kind of came up with a question right now. Are there any games you're looking forward to this year and next year?
Skyrim.
Skyrim. I figured you'd say that after you mentioned Bethesda right there.
X3 Rebirth. I love the X series. Have you heard of it?
The only X series I can think of is David R64YT and his X series in Minecraft.
Oh, the X series is a series of space simulation games, where you manage a fleet of spaceships, fly them around, fight other spaceships, trade, build space stations. The most recent of the series was X3 Terran Conflict, which is a standalone game, and it's pretty cool. Pretty steep learning curve, pretty in-depth. Definitely not a casual game, so it's you have to get your nerd on to play it properly. But I really like the X series, and X3 Rebirth is in the works, and I'm literally looking forward to that.
And we have one more final question here. It's from Lakers fan 111888, and he says, if you could be one of the original 151 Pokemon, who would you be?
That implies that I know them all.
Let's know some.
Sad thing is, I kind of do. All right, let me rack my memory here. Gotta think of my Pokemans here.
The world is waiting, Vechs.
Maybe Kangaskhan?
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
I just remember I just thought they were cool looking because they were like these armored lizard dragon things. And I remember on the original Pokemon Red, I had Pokemon Red.
Yeah.
God, that was feels like a lifetime ago. I had a glitched Kangaskhan, and he knew all 4 of the travel moves.
Oh God.
And I remember loving it because it was so convenient to have all of those travel moves like fly and cut and strength, on one character. And you didn't have to like have them stuck on your other Pokemon.
Yeah.
That was really convenient. So that's why I love Kangaskhan. Happy memories.
I think that's all the questions we have today. Is there any shoutouts you'd wanna, say?
Shoot. If I'm subscribed to you on YouTube, then consider yourself shouted out to.
Yay! Speaking of which, there's one last thing I want to ask before we end this interview.
Oh, I almost hit you with the diamond sword.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Instead of dying from gravel and lava, I'd like for you to kill me yourself.
Oh!
Come on, just do it.
Okay. How do you want to die? Sword, arrow?
The sword. The sword.
Sword? Okay. Are you ready?
Yes. And then we will end the interview.
Oh
no! But I do want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to do this little interview with you. And
yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
I look forward to your future maps coming out, along with a lot of other people out there. And yeah, I feel very honored for you to do this for me. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Any final words before we shut this down?
Let's see. Nope, can't think of anything.
All right. Well, thank you again very much, Vechs, and it was a
Yeah.
pleasure doing this with you.
Ooh.
Bye.
Ooh.
Oh God.
This could be like a bonus clip after the credits or something. It was just
A
us
bonus
being
clip, yeah.
us being stupid. All right, you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. We'll test this out.
Oh my God.
Come get some, zombie. Oh, there you go.
I'm dead though.
Well, okay. Well, details. Technically, you did get launched. Okay, well, I've got to work on that then.
I forgot to plug one thing though. Go
Yeah.
check Vex's YouTube channel out. I'll put the link in the description. Subscribe to him because I know he plans on bringing out some videos. So
Oh yeah, Vechs with a Z.
Vechs with a Z.
Yeah.
But don't worry, I'll have the link in the description there. Peace out, Girl Scouts.